Okay, imagine this. You wake up, and there's this stabbing pain, shoulder, maybe hip, maybe knee, and moving just feels like this constant battle.
Yeah.
Especially if you're over 60, right? Bursitis can feel, well, kind of relentless.
It really can.
But what if there's another way? Today, we're diving deep into natural relief for that joint inflammation, looking beyond the usual stuff.
That's exactly it. We're going to explore some really time-tested approaches, specifically from traditional Vietnamese medicine.
Ancient wisdom, basically.
Ancient wisdom that offers effective alternatives to just, masking the symptoms. And what's really interesting is seeing modern science starting to, well, catch up and validate these ideas.
So it's not just about accepting bursitis pain.
Not at all. The goal here is to show you paths, real paths, to getting your mobility back. Those bursae don't have to run your life.
Right, because conventional medicine often just zooms in on those little inflamed sacs, the bursae themselves.
Steroids, NSAIDs, aiming to reduce the inflammation right there.
But the Eastern perspective asks something different, doesn't it? It's more like, hang on, why is this inflammation even happening?
Precisely, and asking that question, it changes everything. It shifts the whole approach to healing bursitis.
So bursitis isn't just some random local problem.
Rarely. It's usually a signal from your body that there are deeper imbalances going on. In traditional Vietnamese medicine, or TVM, we often see 4 main patterns, especially in seniors.
4 patterns. Okay.
The most common one, I'd say it affects maybe 60% of my older patients, is the cold-damp pattern.
Cold damp. What does that feel like?
Think about years of air conditioning, maybe eating a lot of cold foods, salads, ice cream, and circulation naturally slowing down a bit with age.
Okay.
It's like the joints become, well, like a damp basement. Stagnant, cold, inflamed.
Ah, I see. So the signs would be
Dull, aching pain, a feeling of heaviness in the joint, stiffness, and crucially, pain that gets worse in cold or damp weather. That's a big clue.
Makes sense. What's the next pattern?
Then we have blood stasis. Imagine blood flow slowing down like a sluggish river collecting debris.
Okay.
This creates painful blockages around the joints. People often describe sharp, stabbing pains. Worse at night, sometimes you can actually see swelling.
Sharp, stabbing.
Yeah.
Different from the dull ache of cold damp.
Exactly. Third is kidney yang deficiency. Now, this isn't kidney disease in the Western sense.
Right. Important distinction.
In TVM, kidney yang is like the body's vital warmth, your internal furnace, you could say. And this naturally tends to decline a bit as we age.
Making more vulnerable.
Yes, making joints more susceptible. So you might see chronic fatigue alongside the joint pain, maybe cold hands and feet, pain that just seems to linger.
And the last one?
The fourth is liver key stagnation. This one's often tied to emotions. Stress, frustration, feeling stuck.
Ah, the mind-body connection.
Absolutely. This stagnation blocks the body's energy pathways. Modern science talks about the stress inflammation, right?
Yeah, all the time now.
Well, traditional medicine has understood this connection for literally thousands of years.
It really is amazing how these ancient ideas are echoed in modern research. You mentioned a study.
Yes, a 2019 study, I think it was in the Journal of Inflammation Research. It linked chronic low-grade inflammation in seniors, not just to getting older, but significantly to things like accumulated toxic load and energy stagnation.
Basically describing the same principles as TVM, just using different words.
Pretty much, yeah. It's fascinating convergence. Let me tell you about Maria. She was 67, came to me with really bad shoulder bursitis. 2 years she'd been suffering.
2 years. Wow. Try the usual things.
Oh yeah. Cortisone shots, PT, painkillers. Nothing gave lasting relief. But when we look through the TVM lens, she fit the cold-damp pattern perfectly.
How could you tell?
Her pain was much worse in winter. She constantly craved warm drinks. Her tongue had this thick, white coating. All classic signs.
So you didn't just focus on the shoulder.
No, the focus was on supporting her body's own warming and circulation processes, getting rid of that internal damp basement feeling.
And the result?
Within 3 weeks, she was actually sleeping through the night again. Pain wasn't waking her up. 6 weeks later, she was back out in her garden. Bursitis had stopped her gardening, and getting that back was huge for her.
That's incredible. It really shows how bursitis can be like a canary in the coal mine for seniors.
It really can be. And research from Harvard Medical School backs this up. They found people with bursitis have something like a 40% higher risk of developing other inflammatory conditions within 5 years if that underlying root cause isn't dealt with.
40% higher risk. That's significant.
It's huge. It shows why just treating the local inflammation often isn't enough long-term. You need a comprehensive approach.
Addressing the whole pattern.
Exactly. That's the beauty of natural remedies. When used correctly, they work systemically. They help heal the bursitis, yes, but they also strengthen your body's entire way of handling inflammation.
Okay, so we understand the why a bit better now, these underlying patterns. Let's get practical. You talk about the golden trio. 3 plants.
Yes. After, 2 decades of working with patients, these 3 plants consistently stand out. They work together, synergistically, for some really profound relief.
All right, let's hear about them. What's number 1?
Number 1 is the golden healer turmeric, curcuma longa. Now, lots of people say, oh, I tried turmeric, it didn't work.
I've heard that too.
The issue usually isn't the turmeric itself, it's how it's used. Just sprinkling some powder on your food or grabbing any old supplement, often not effective enough.
So there's a better way.
Definitely. I call it the triple activation formula. It's simple. 1 teaspoon of high-quality turmeric powder. Add 1/8 of a teaspoon of black pepper.
Black pepper, really?
Yep. The piperine in black pepper boosts curcumin absorption by, get this, up to 2,000%.
2,000%. Okay, wow.
And then 1 tablespoon of coconut oil or another healthy fat. Mix it all into some warm plant milk like almond or oat milk.
Why the oil?
The healthy fats help the curcumin cross cell membranes, get where it needs to go. And timing matters too.
When should you take it?
About 30 minutes before your largest meal of the day. That's when your digestive fire, your Agni in Ayurvedic terms, is strongest.
Got it. And this method is proven.
There was a study, University of Arizona, I believe, showing this traditional kind of preparation delivered curcumin to inflamed joint tissue 15 times more effectively than standard supplements.
15 times? That's incredible.
It makes a huge difference. Patients often notice less morning stiffness in just, say, 5 to 7 days.
Okay, turmeric activated. What's the second part of the trio?
Number 2 is the ancient aspirin white willow bark, Salix alba.
Like where aspirin originally came from?
Exactly. It contains salicin, the natural precursor.
Yeah.
But it's much gentler on the stomach than aspirin. And because it has over 30 other synergistic compounds, the relief tends to last longer.
How do you use willow bark?
I usually recommend a tea. Half a teaspoon of the dried bark per cup of water. Simmer it gently for about 15 minutes. Don't boil it hard. Strain it. Drink it twice a day.
Simmer, not boil. Okay.
And you can also use the cool tea as a compress. Just soak a cloth and apply it to the painful area for maybe 15-20 minutes.
Topical and internal. Nice. Any research on this one?
Yeah, a 2020 study in phytomedicine compared it to diclofenac, a common NSAI, found it was just as effective for joint pain. But listen to this, with 80% fewer stomach side effects.
80% fewer side effects is massive for people who struggle with NSAIDs.
Huge. Okay, our third remedy is the circulation master, fresh ginger. Zingiber officinale.
Ginger, love ginger.
In TBM, it's called the Great Harmonizer. It has its own powerful anti-inflammatory properties, but it also seems to boost the effects of other herbs.
So it helps the turmeric and willow bark work better.
That's the idea, and we use it strategically, both fresh and dried. For topical relief, a fresh ginger oil massage is fantastic. Great, about 2 tablespoons of fresh ginger root, wrap it tightly in cheesecloth, soak that little bundle in about a 1/4 cup of warm sesame oil for a couple of hours.
Let it infuse.
Right. Then strain out the ginger pulp. Gently massage that infused oil into the sore joint twice a day. The ginger rolls really penetrate.
And the dried ginger.
That's more for internal warmth, especially for that cold, damp pattern we talked about.
Huh?
Simmer half a teaspoon of dried ginger powder in water for 10 minutes to make a tea. It helps create internal heat and dissolve that cold stagnation.
Interesting distinction between fresh and dried.
Traditional wisdom often utilizes different forms for different effects. And research backs this up too. A 2019 study showed topical ginger reduced inflammatory markers by 42% in 2 weeks. Again, using these traditional preparations keeps the full spectrum of compounds active.
So the golden trio. It sounds like turmeric handles the systemic inflammation. Willow bark targets the pain more directly.
Right.
And ginger improves circulation and helps everything get absorbed better.
You got it. That's the synergy. It's an integrated approach.
How do you recommend people start? Take all 3 at once?
No, I usually advise starting slow. Pick one herb, maybe the turmeric golden milk, for the first week. See how your body feels.
Let it adjust.
Exactly. Then maybe add the second herb, like the willow bark tea, in week 2. Then the third. Go gradually. Start with smaller amounts too, and slowly increase. Listen to your body.
Good advice. And we need to mention interactions, right?
Oh, absolutely crucial. These are potent natural remedies. They can interact with medications.
Yeah.
Especially blood thinners like warfarin and even other anti-inflammatory drugs, prescription or over-the-counter.
So talking to your doctor is key.
Non-negotiable. Always consult your healthcare provider before starting any new regimen, natural or otherwise, especially if you have existing conditions or are on medications. Safety first, always.
Okay, absolutely. So beyond herbs, you mentioned thermal therapy, heat and cold, but maybe used in a specific way. You said it has a high success rate and costs almost nothing.
That's right. We're not just talking about slapping on a heating pad or an ice pack randomly. There's a more strategic approach, the contrast therapy protocol.
Contrast therapy.
Okay, let me tell you about James. 72-year-old retired carpenter. Elbow bursitis for 8 months. Pretty miserable, actually, considering surgery.
Wow, surgery.
Yeah. We started on this specific thermal protocol. Within 2 weeks, just 2 weeks, he said his pain was down by 70%. A month later, he was back doing his woodworking.
70% in 2 weeks. That's amazing.
Yeah.
How does it work?
It combines that ancient wisdom about circulation with modern understanding of lymphatics. It's about controlled temperature changes to actively kickstart healing. It has phases. Phase 1 is the cold awakening. This is for the first 72 hours of an acute flare-up when things are really inflamed.
Just cold then?
Yes. A cold compress frozen peas in a thin towel work great for 15 minutes. But do this every couple of hours. And here's a key detail. After each cold session, do about 30 seconds of very gentle movement in the joint. Nothing strenuous, just enough to stop things from getting completely stagnant.
Okay, cold, 15 minutes, every 2 hours, gentle movement after. What's phase 2?
Phase 2 is the warm healing.
Yeah.
You start this once that initial intense inflammation has calmed down a bit.
Right.
Here's where the contrast comes in.
Hot and cold.
Yes. Warm compress for 3 minutes, immediately follow with a cold compress for just 30 seconds.
3 minutes warm, 30 seconds cold.
Right. And you repeat that cycle 3 times in a row, always ending on cold.
Always end with cold. How often?
Twice a day. Morning and evening is usually good.
Okay. Is there a phase 3?
Yes, phase 3 is the deep circulation boost. This is particularly good for more chronic, stubborn cases. It's an Epsom salt warm soak.
Ah, Epsom salts.
2 cups in a warm bath, soak for about 10 minutes. And the timing here is important. Try to do this about 2 hours before bed.
Why before bed?
To really maximize the healing potential while you're asleep. Your body does incredible repair work during sleep.
So the real magic isn't just hot or cold, it's the switching back and forth.
Exactly. That's what creates that key circulation we talked about. It acts like a pump, pushes out the stagnant fluids, the inflammatory byproducts, the toxins.
And pulls in fresh blood, nutrients.
Precisely. Fresh oxygen, healing compounds. It's active flushing and nourishing. And for deeper work, castor oil packs are fantastic alongside this.
Castor oil, I've heard of that for other things.
It's amazing for inflammation. It contains ricinoleic acid, which penetrates really deeply. Studies suggest it can lower inflammatory markers significantly, maybe up to 68%. We call it deep tissue renovation.
How do you use it for bursitis?
Get some good quality cold-pressed castor oil and a piece of cotton flannel. Soak the flannel in the oil, not dripping, but well saturated. Place it over the sore bursa.
Okay.
Cover the flannel with a piece of plastic wrap to protect your clothes or sheets. Then put a heating pad on a low setting over the plastic wrap.
Heat helps it penetrate.
Yes. Leave it on for 30 to 60 minutes. Afterwards, take it all off and just gently massage any remaining oil into the skin.
When's the best time for this?
Again, before bed is ideal. Let it work while you sleep. People often report waking up with dramatically less stiffness after doing this nightly for just a week.
Wow. Okay, thermal therapy, castor oil. What about lymphatic drainage? You mentioned the body's garbage disposal.
Right. The lymphatic system clears out waste, including inflammatory stuff. But it can get sluggish, especially as we age, and doesn't have its own pump like the circulatory system.
That needs help.
A little gentle encouragement. The 5-minute lymphatic boost is super simple. You use very light pressure, making gentle circular motions around the inflamed area, not directly on it.
Light pressure around the area.
And always stroke towards the heart. That's the direction the lymph flows. Just 5 minutes a day can make a real difference. There was a study showing patients who combined thermal therapy with this kind of gentle lymphatic drainage recovered 3 times faster.
3 times faster. That's significant. Can you boost these therapies even more? Maybe with essential oils?
Absolutely. Essential oils can amplify the effects, especially when matched to those TVM patterns.
Oh, interesting. How does that work?
So for that cold-damp pattern, where pain is worse in the cold,
Right.
you could add a few drops of warming, damp-dispelling oils like eucalyptus or rosemary
Right.
to your warm compressed water.
Okay. What about the blood stasis pattern? The sharp pain?
For that, think circulation-promoting oils that help break up stagnation. Wintergreen or peppermint could be good choices.
And the yang deficiency? The fatigue and coldness?
There you want warming, building oils, ginger essential oil, or maybe cinnamon. They help rebuild that internal warmth and energy.
It's really tailored, isn't it?
Very much so. But safety first, always, especially with thermal therapy for seniors.
Good point. What are the key safety rules?
Never use extreme temperatures. Warm should be comfortably warm, cold should be cool, not painfully icy. If you have diabetes or circulation issues, test the temperature on an unaffected area, like your forearm, first. Stop it immediately if the pain increases or if you get any weird skin reactions. And, really important, never fall asleep with a heating pad on.
Okay, crucial reminders. You also mentioned the environment. How does that play in?
In TDM, external cold can create internal cold. It depletes your body's warming energy, what we call yang qi.
So drafts, air conditioning.
Exactly. Also, dry air can actually worsen inflammation for some people. So simple things help. Use a humidifier if your indoor air is very dry. Make sure your bedroom isn't too cold at night. Slightly warm is better for healing during sleep.
Little things that add up. Okay, this is a wealth of information. Herbs, thermal therapy, castor oil, lymphatics. It might feel a bit overwhelming. How do people actually put this together into a routine?
That's the key, isn't it? Turning knowledge into action. It's about building a sustainable plan. Think about Patricia, the 74-year-old I mentioned.
The one hiking in Colorado now.
That's her. 2 years ago, hip bursitis had her practically sidelined. She wasn't, genetically gifted or anything. She was just consistent with applying these principles. Her story shows what's truly possible.
So consistency is crucial. How would a roadmap look, say for the first 30 days?
We can break it down. Week 1, foundation building. Keep it simple. Start with just one herb from the golden trio. The turmeric golden milk is often a good starting point. Begin the basic thermal therapy, maybe just the contrast part if the flare-up is past 72 hours. And do that 5-minute lymphatic drainage daily.
Okay, start simple, build habits. Week 2.
Week 2, integration. Add the second herb, maybe the white willow bark tea. Introduce the castor oil packs, maybe 3 times a week to start. And start thinking about those environmental tweaks. Is your bedroom drafty? Is the air dry?
Layering things in. Week 3.
Week 3, optimization. Add the third herb, perhaps the ginger oil massage. Now you can use the full thermal therapy protocol, including the Epsom salt baths if needed. Pay attention to timing. When do you feel the best results from the herbs or the packs? Fine-tune it to your body.
Listening to your own body's response. And week 4.
Week 4, mastery. By now, hopefully all the protocols are working together nicely. You're feeling the benefits. This week is about consolidating your routine and thinking about long-term maintenance. What feels sustainable for you?
That sounds really manageable, broken down like that. You also mentioned a mindset shift being important.
It's huge. This isn't just about fixing bursitis. It's about reclaiming vitality, about choosing how you want to age.
Moving away from the idea that pain is just inevitable.
Exactly. Every time you make that turmeric milk or do that castor oil pack, you're making a choice. You're investing in your body's own wisdom, trusting its incredible ability to heal itself when given the right support. There's an old saying in traditional medicine, the body that flows is the body that heals. Remove the blockages, support the flow, and healing happens.
That's a powerful way to think about it.
And don't underestimate the power of support. Share what you're doing with friends or family, if that feels right. Healing often happens better in community.
Good point. And one final, very important reminder.
Yes, our final medical disclaimer. We have to stress this. Always, always talk to your doctor or healthcare provider before making changes to your treatment plan. Natural remedies are powerful, but natural doesn't mean risk-free, especially with underlying conditions or medications. Your safety is absolutely paramount.
Absolutely. Well, this has been incredibly insightful, thinking about the ripple effect. When you start to heal naturally, when you find relief this way, you don't just help yourself, do you?
No, you become proof. Proof that aging doesn't automatically equal suffering. Proof of the body's amazing potential. You become an inspiration.
So the invitation is really to take action.
Yes, please. Don't just listen to this and think, oh, that was interesting. Apply it. Start somewhere. Pick the one thing that resonated most strongly with you today. Maybe it's the turmeric milk. Maybe it's trying the contrast therapy. Just start. Take that next step now.
There's that saying, isn't there? The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago.
The second best time is now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the question for everyone listening is, what tree of natural healing are you going to plant in your life today?